Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow citizens of Malaysia, Sawadee to the one in in Thailand, and hello to everyone lah. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizers for this invitation. Hope everyone is keeping safe and healthy. My topic is Gerak Independent, a citizens' movement to change Malaysia. This is an important sentence to remember every time anyone brings up the pros or cons, praises or brickbats of Gerak Independent. Remember that it is a citizens' movement for the citizens, by the citizens. I will circle back to it later. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Our education system is not failing. It has failed over the last 40 years. We have now, as a result, a largely Malay civil service running our government administrative machinery based on a lowered quality education system emphasizing more on Islamic-related studies than science. Quota-based admission into higher education on entry and promotion. Merit out of the window. And we wonder why our civil service is inept and ineffective. Our education system fails and we are heading towards being an Islamic theocracy rather than a more scientific and developed democracy. It's a vicious circle played out for 40 years. Every cycle embeds more incompetencies and the institutionalization of mediocrity and religious intolerance. If we do not start the change now, the nation is effectively doomed. By the way, all these were ushered in during the period when the opposition leader was the education minister and his mentor, the then PM, gave him free rein as his blue-eyed boy. I never heard of Bahasa Baku before that. That was so scientific. So Gerak Independent, or GI for short, is not my idea alone. It was an idea germinated by a number of prominent friends who are business people, activists, intellectuals, and those representing several NGOs. We recognize that to change the nation, we must target the place of change. That is Parliament. That is where we start the change. We had looked at our country and what has and is happening. Through these discussions, an idea was born. We realize the way Malaysia and its political landscape has evolved. Political parties are not the answer if we want to have a better Malaysia. A Malaysia that is developed, fair, equal, and just to all Malaysians. We know we, the ordinary rakyat, has to step up, pick up the gauntlet, and lay down our sacrifice for the change we want for our nation. We can no longer cast our votes and hope the political parties will deliver on their promises. They don't and they won't. Even when the opposition was handed power in GE14 by the rakyat, they came into government and not just did not deliver, but like that proverbial monkey with flowers, they mashed it and threw it away. No one person from those parties were responsible for the debacle. It is fashionable to lay the blame on one or two personalities. That is a lazy analysis. The whole political party system and the people who are in it for power, position, and in support of their respective party warlords were to blame. I would easily say more than half of those people in PH were directly responsible for its collapse. Why? Political parties demand allegiance to its warlord first, the party second, and the rakyat last. It is just the inherent nature of party politics, especially in a country that is known for money politics for at least 40 plus years. You want to be an MP to serve the nation? Who do you have to make sure you have to kowtow, sacrifice, and prove your loyalty to? Malaysia and its people, or the political party and its factions and warlords within the party? You know the answers, ladies and gentlemen. And yet we believe these are the ones who will bring change. We have seen the movie. We have seen it played out, and we have even seen the ending. Need I say more? Gerak Independent would not exist if the political parties can deliver a majority of MP and leaders who are selfless, put the rakyat above their ambitions, and not be jostling for positions. But they won't. We have seen the futility of doing the same thing for 60 years and 14 general elections. And we should know the definition of insanity. We are not going to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. GI sets out to cut out the middleman, the power brokers and warlords in the political party system. We want to bring good people with character, values, and integrity direct from the pool of accomplished citizenry to the people itself. So we set up a GI pillars that all candidates must have already embraced in themselves in order to be vetted as candidates. This is their core policy values. Unlike political parties, we vet you for your values, competency, and integrity. First and only. It is rigorous, it is not easy, and some will even drop out if you cannot stand the fire of sacrifice. We tell you from day one, your journey will not be easy. You will be attacked from all sides. This is a thankless job. There are no thank yous at the end of your sacrifice. Your reward is working further to bring the change to the nation for its people. So when people talk about us splitting votes and carving from the numbers in the opposition, they are missing the point completely. We are not a political party. We are not in the numbers game. We are in the quality game of bringing change. We believe the catalyst of change will start small from us who are from the people, for the people. Rome was not built in a day, and the rot in Malaysia is so deep and extensive, thinking the numbers will somehow make the change is delusional. As I said earlier, we have seen that movie played out. I and my friends have no interest to replay that movie. Our small band of Avengers will pick a stand in what we deem as winnable seats for our brand of personality and character that the constituents can embrace. We will talk to friendly parties to determine as best we can how to coordinate, but make no mistake. Our independent individual candidates choose their own seats. It is their independent choice. No one in the GI movement dictates to anyone where to stand. At this stage, we may ask you, or you may ask me actually, if your numbers are small and you get into parliament, you cannot form the government. What then is your end game? Ours is the long game. Going to parliament, represent our people by advocating all issues through our GI pillars as our basis. We vote accordingly based on our conscience and values, not what any political party whip or leaders want us to do. And here are the GI pillars. Number 1, end divisive politics. Let me elaborate a bit. We need to end racial and religion in politics. We must end Jakim and the intrusion of state religion into our private lives. We must aspire to have the separation of religion and state. Number 2, deliver MA63 to Sabah and Sarawak. What is promised must be kept, period. Number 3, restoring all guaranteed freedoms to the rakyat. We must practice and honor the freedoms provided for under our federal constitution. We must revoke all repressive laws such as the Sedition Act, Prevention of Crime Act that allows indefinite detention without trial, National Security Council Act and the likes. We need to find out where is Pastor Ko and Amri Chekmat now and put in jail those that carry out unilateral conversion of minors. Number 4, restoring all institutional powers back to the Rakyat. We need true independence for institutional bodies such as SPRM and the judiciary, such that it is free from executive influence. Number 5, establish needs-based affirmative action and poverty eradication policy and program. Everyone is equal. Truth, human rights, rule of law are fair and just for all, not for just a group of people who have the money and connections. So as GI MPs, we need to focus on the need of our constituents. We are not at the beck and call of our political leaders because we have none. With the stature of an MP, our voice will be heard, loud and clear on all issues. There will be no sensitive issues for fear of offending our power brokers. We will hold town halls around the country and show them what independent MPs can say on their behalf, which the MPs of political parties are scared to do for fear of alienating a certain base of their allies or constituents. This is how we start the change. This is how we win the hearts and minds of all the people of Malaysia. We speak for them with the platform a member of parliament is accorded by its privilege. We will be the standard bearer for which all MPs will be judged. The political parties and their choice of candidates will have to change. Otherwise, come the next round, more GI MPs will be nominated. Once the people has seen that they can get steak, they will not settle for the sour tapai they were served with. They will demand a change. The challenge we face is changing the voter mindset and reaching out to the voters in sufficient time and effectiveness. Going back to my opening statement, ours is not a number game. The numbers does not work when the opposition is effectively already a fractured entity. The numbers does not work when the objective is to attain power and not serve the greater good. We have to go back to basics and we rebuild Rome from ground up. PKR is broken into what? 2 or 3 factions? Can it even claim to have a leadership? Bersatu is practically no more, save probably for maybe DAP. Everyone else is, for all intents and purposes, will be fielding faces you don't know 2 weeks before the general election. Just like what GI is doing, except those individuals are beholden to their warlords and party first, not the Rakyat. Except for GI, we are introducing the candidates direct to the Rakyat now, so you and the constituents can evaluate for yourself now whether to vote for them or not. And for the last point on this subject, lest we forget, all seats are vacant once Parliament is dissolved. No one owns the seat. The seat is owned by the constituents of the area, not any political party. Let's put the best individual for the Rakyat to be their MP, not the best individual the party warlord has deemed or proven their loyalty to warlords. So there it is. The choice is upon us. We are the change we ourselves want. It is not for others to do for us. Help us help ourselves, even if the challenge seems insurmountable. At times, do we create our own future, or do we let the future repeat itself again and again until all that is left for our children are ashes? GI believe we need 2 election cycles to make the U-turn the country need. One, to break through the wall of party politic mindset, and the second, to see the catalyst effect of the initial candidates that will force a change into a majority of parliament constituents, or otherwise more GI candidates will be brought in by the public itself. And throughout that 2 cycles, whoever we have in will start to effect the change in and outside Parliament using the platform of the August House. Thank you.
Thank you, Siti. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so the way we do this is now